All right, Louie, in this video, we're going to talk about some improvements that you can make so that you can continue to build as a pitcher and get better with your delivery. And we're really going to focus just on the first move, the initial move in your delivery. And I want to begin with Greg Maddux here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take him into his knee lift. But I want to point out these green lines that I've drawn here. The first green line is from his back foot all the way up to his back hip and to his back shoulder. And the second green line is his eye level. And I want you to notice as he lifts his knee and gets to the top of it, very top of his knee lift here, look at how his back hip gets separation from this green line. Let's go back and show you that again. So he's beginning to create momentum by pushing his back hip away from the pitching rubber. And while he's doing that, his eyes are staying level, which is going to keep his body under control and balanced. Now let's go ahead and take you to the top of your knee lift here on the right-hand side. And right there is where the top of your knee lift is. And look at how your eyes go lower. And notice how your back hip doesn't get any separation from this green line. And so what that means is already you're not creating the right type of momentum towards home plate. And when you don't create that momentum, it creates two problems. One, you're obviously not going to throw as hard as you possibly can. But number two, it's going to slow you down in your delivery. And the slower you are in your delivery, the more errors that you're going to make. When you're quick down the mound, you're going to be efficient and there's going to be less error in your delivery. So let's talk about the first and easiest thing that you can fix, and that's where your knee and your front foot is. So with Greg Maddux, you'll notice that his knee never goes past this green line. And his foot never goes past this green line. In fact, that stays about equal with his belly button. And what that's going to do, Louie, is that's going to help him maintain balance and control throughout the delivery, which is going to help maximize his momentum. Now with you, take a look at where your knee is. Way behind this green line. And your foot is even further behind this green line. And so the problem here is this is a very tough position to hold and stay balanced in. And so already you're creating problems. You're making yourself work harder than you have to. So what we want to do in our knee lift is get to this position right here, as opposed to this position right here. And if we can do that, it's going to help us get this hip separation from this back green line. All right, so that's step one. Step two, we're going to talk about how, as a pitcher, we want to shift our weight towards home plate before we break our hands. So you're going to watch Greg Maddux here. You're going to see him shift his weight, creating momentum towards the catcher. And now his hands break. Again, let's go back and watch that. From the top of his knee lift, he's shifting his weight. And then he breaks his hands. And you can see here that he's leading with his butt. His rear end and his front hip are leading. And while he's doing that, he's getting even more separation from this line with his back hip. And a lot of what he's doing here, Louie, is he's pushing off or driving off the inside of his back leg. And while he's doing that, his eyes are staying on this plane. All right. Now over here with you, let's go ahead and watch as you go forward. And there's your handbrake, right? The problem is look at how much lower your eyes have gone. Which means instead of going forward, you're going down. And look at how much little separation you got from this back line. Now I'm convinced if you can fix where you're at with your knee lift, you're going to automatically do a better job shifting your weight and going forward instead of going down. So that's the big improvement that you're going to have to make, and that's going to make a world of difference in throwing free and easy, adding to your velocity, and getting everything else maximally correct in your delivery.